My name is Coop and this is my review of Hot Wheels 2 Unleashed on the PlayStation 5. I have looked at this game before on the channel, but it was over on the PC at 1080. A couple of reasons why I've looked at this again. It is currently on a hefty discount. This cost me £6 We had to chat about the British thing. But it comes with FSR, which is essentially something that sits on the quality mode and boosts your frame rates whilst keeping that resolution crisp AF, and it looks incredible. It's really good news for split screen racing also.
Right, so then you hold it, you don't have that.
FSR is normally something that sits on a quality mode as mentioned. If you're playing this on 1080, I would not recommend clicking that toggle on. There is no performance option on this game, so as long as you've got it going on a 4K TV, there is no reason why you shouldn't have FSR switched firmly on. I did have a look at this game running with the FSR switched off, and the frame rates were never really that bad offenders in the single player, but the split screen was a bit janky here and there. We do have a microphone left on moment here.
Absolutely took me out.
I just had to immediately pause it and have a good laugh, because the nudge system, you can really screw up your opponent with it if you know when and where to do it. A lot of the course is not cornered off, so you can push people off the track. Think Rainbow Road, but with FSR. So that's the great visuals covered. Now, it's not all great news with Hot Wheels 2. What it drops the ball on is local player tournaments and seasons. The races are very much one and done. You find yourself laboriously having to come out to change things around if you want to switch out either the track, the car, or the mode. This game directly competes, I would say, with the Lego 2K Racer game, which is also 9th gen, also split screen, also an arcade racer, but it points in the direction of open world, miniature quests, seasons, tournaments, varied tasks within map. We'll get to all of that at the end. But Hot Wheels, and I will say this now, is the most high octane, best looking split screen arcade racer when it comes to the singular racing itself. Very few games come this close to the quality, speed and smoothness of this local co-op PvP. You would have to go up to Wipeout Amiga Collection to find something of this stature. Now, I put a top 14 local co-op video game racer list together, and this was pipped by a few other games, mainly because of the reasons I've mentioned before, but I hadn't, at the stage of making that list, played this game on a PlayStation 5, up on a nice 4K TV with those pads, a little bit of haptic, HDR. Also, the game just came into its own when I looked at this on my PlayStation 5. It really is an amazing looking video game. Lewis is on the right, by the way, and that hot dog wiener car with its barbecue on the back and the lid sort of slaps back and forth depending on whether you're braking, accelerating or cornering. Tiny little details like that on the cars are what's won me over against the lack of local co-op content on that split screen. The other player gets to delve into all of your cars, and the incentive to then come out, play that campaign, to get that map open, to get those new tracks available to both of you is quite strong, but it's obviously not the most of social systems because you've got someone else in the room not playing. Preparation, Coop. Preparation is the key. Basically, you need to finish this game before all of that material is available to two people. The single player is actually frighteningly addictive, and I enjoy it just as much as I do its local co-op counterpart. Another remedy for this severe lack of tracks early doors is to build your own. There's an amazing track editor in this game. It is absolutely blinding, to be fair. I would put it up with Tony Hawk's, the early games when they allowed you to put the parks together. It's a very excellent element, and here's the seller. All of that user-generated content can be downloaded and used on split screen. So just let me repeat that. Maps that are made by other people can be used and raced within the split screen mode. That one, pretty awesome. Nearly saved yourself there, Hot Wheels. I find its drift mechanics, the way that you unhook that car and under and oversteer with the controller, identical to the early Burnout games. It feels like a Burnout game in places, and man, that is a great feeling for a split screen game. EA, I'm going to say this right to your face right now, you are the biggest bunch of pillocks for sitting on that IP, that burnout IP, and not producing a modern 9th gen split screen game. So the machines can clearly do it. Look at this beautiful stuff. Imagine if we had Burnout Paradise equivalent on split screen. That got me thinking about Gran Turismo 7's abysmal aspect ratio and lack of AI cars on the pitch, like it's just you and your mate, tumbleweeds going past, and you're playing the game on a postage stamp size screen. The reason I'm so bitter about that Gran Turismo one is that 3 A-Spec, back on the PlayStation 2, was a flawless split-screen game. It wasn't even aspect ratioed, and you had those replays, those market-leading replays with both of your cars in them. So if you had a brilliant race, you could both sit there and laugh at your horrendous driving. That also goes for the Burnout series, with Revenge and Burnout 3 and Takedown being some of the best split-screen racing memories I have on a video game console, and they've just walked away from all of it. I'm actually downloading Burnout Paradise off Game Pass onto the PC because I know it's going to look bloody amazing compared to that PlayStation 5 version that I put on the channel about a year ago, and it's going to break my friggin' heart. I'm going to have to get the Alex Jones memes out again. Full of Christmas holiday joy today. Now, if you're as ancient and decrepit as my good self, you won't remember Hot Wheels as a toy. You will remember Micro Machines. Standing on one of them, or jumping off your bunk bed onto one of them, the little digger one, you've maimed yourself for life. But yes, you guessed it, they had a brilliant set of video games. Yes, they were local co-op, they were top down, but one of the more amazing aspects of the Micro Machines universe was that you were racing around a bedroom. You were going in and out of doors, maybe avoiding a kitchen table. Everything was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids small. Can you reference some media that didn't come out in 1989? Seeing those really brightly coloured Hot Wheels tracks everywhere, and they are lipped, most of them. I did mention the Rainbow Road thing, but it's not all the time. I began to sort of crave the giganticism of the Micro Machine universe because the Hot Wheels have sort of borrowed it, and they do. They give you this open world challenge mode, which I never went near on the PC review, and it is excellent, but it's just you and your mate, but you do get to enjoy rip-roaring around domestic objects as a tiny little car, jumping off books. It is quite a lot of fun, and I neglected that in the original review, and if you are a bit nostalgic for the old Micro Machines like myself, you might want to go straight for that one because it's a lot of fun. This is 2K Lego Racer, and as you can see, very little difference in performance, but the content and the game models are quite far apart. The Lego game does offer a huge open world with different biomes and loads of subtasks. We now have the best of both worlds. Full-blown, red-blooded, high-octane racer in the form of Hot Wheels 2, or an imaginative adventure arcade racer in the form of Lego. I think I'm going to be able to get 2 more local co-op videos out before New Year's Eve, and then of course I'll have my Game of the Year in the first week of 2025, and I've still got to get that Helldivers edit together, the Carnage Stick Fight the game, could do with a bit of love. I'll put the link in the annotation, and under the video I will of course see you all down there.